round 14 of the PS4 National Premier League New South Wales Men's 1. It's a very special occasion as it's the inaugural Heritage Round where we go back and look at the history of these fantastic clubs in Men's 1. With all the match highlights, let's go to Adam Santarossa.
Round 14 was a special week in the PS4 National Premier League's New South Wales Men's 1, with a chance for clubs to celebrate their heritage and highlight the part they've played in growing football in the land. Familiar names had a chance to be cheered once again as clubs shared their stories. It was one memorable weekend of football. Big guns clashed as Bonnyrigg met Sydney Olympic, Sydney United hosted the Spartans, the Sharks travelled down the coast to meet the Wolves, while Parramatta welcomed high-flying Blacktown City FC, and Manly locked horns with Rockdale. Plus, traditional rivals clashed as APIA and Marconi went head-to-head in a huge Heritage Week match of the round. All the action is exclusive to Football New South Wales TV. This is a Heritage Week edition of the PS4 National Premier League's New South Wales Men's 1. We start the action at Bonnyrigg, where the White Eagles met Sydney Olympic in a big clash between real finals contenders. The home side had a great chance to open the scoring in the 7th minute when Yuta Kakata found Alex Chanak, but the striker skewed his shot over the bar. But 2 minutes later they'd make amends, Dylan Fox finding the back of the net as Bonnyrigg took reward for their solid start. Alex Chanak providing the delivery and continuing his good recent form. And it got even better for Bonnyrigg on 30 minutes when Robbie Yunus doubled the advantage. Yunus capitalising on a slip in defence before planting the ball past Paul Henderson, and it was 2-0. But 8 minutes later, Olympic would find their response. The away side won a penalty after Chris Tatros was judged to have fouled Harris Gaitatsis inside the area. Gaitatsis took on the responsibility and fired the ball home to pull a goal back. But the White Eagles weren't prepared to let Olympic back into the game. Bonnyrigg grabbing their third on 51 minutes when Yuta Kakata's shot took a wicked deflection off Brendan Hooper's boot that left Henderson stranded 3-1. Peter Markovic had a chance to inch Olympic back into the contest on 58 minutes, but James Chronopoulos pulled off a great save. In the end, Bonnyrigg just a little bit too polished on the night as the home side celebrated Heritage Round with a good win.
With Heritage Round, the club's got a lot of history dating back to 1968, a lot of grand finals in the late 80s, early 90s and the last few years. It's good to get some of the old players back and talk about those past wins. Hopefully they can do it again next year. It's been good.
Very proud to celebrate the heritage of Sydney Olympic, a club that was formed in 1956, formerly called Pan Atlantic. And I think a lot of people will be proud and happy of the things that have gone on, and hopefully will go on in the future with world soccer.
Sydney United 58 hosted the Spartans, hoping for a turnaround in their fortunes after back-to-back defeats. With some of the most famous names in Australian football emerging from Indenser Park over the years, Mark Ruden's men hoped to do them proud on Heritage Round. And they had the lead on 11 minutes when Cohen Bosma fired past Carlos Saliadare after a great ball from Robbie Mileski.
Goal for Sydney United 58.
But whatever was said at half-time had the desired effect on the Spartans as they equalised soon after the resumption. Shu Sasaki beating two defenders before angling his shot past Justin Passfield. 1-1. Then 2 minutes later, the Spartans were in front. Sasaki had his shot parried by Passfield before Futa Nakamura got creative, his backheel finding Josh Da Silva, who drilled the ball past Passfield. 2-1 to the visitors. And Da Silva even channeled a bit of Cristiano Ronaldo with the celebration. And Da Silva certainly had the appetite for goals. He was at it again on 77 minutes. This time letting rip from range, his shot beating Passfield, but slamming against the woodwork and staying out. Will Much unable to turn in the rebound. Justin Passfield raced upfield for the final corner of the match in hope of stealing a point for Sydney United 58, but it was the Spartans who nearly capitalised. Shu Suzaki racing into open field, and he would have scored at the other end if not for Matthew Bilic's intervention. But in the end, the Spartans held on for a big win as Sydney United 58 make it 3 straight defeats. 2-1 it ended. Parramatta welcomed the might of Blacktown City FC for Heritage Round, hoping to make life difficult for the top of the table side. But it was the visitors who were the ones making life tough early. Travis Major scoring from close range after a fine save initially from Luke Turnbull. 1-0 to Blacktown City FC after just 8 minutes. And it was almost 2-0 on 16 minutes when Giorgio Speranza smashed his effort into the crossbar as Parramatta just held on. Patrick Antelmi then missed a golden chance to stretch the lead just before the break after a Danny Choi cross. The visitors continued their dominance, but Parramatta FC kept holding on. Connor Evans testing Turnbull again on 57 minutes, but the keeper was hard to beat. The home side was fighting their way back into the contest. Juan Chavez had a great chance to equalise, but he was denied brilliantly by Nenad Vekic. The Eagles would launch one final attempt on goal near the net through Daniel Rezo, but his free kick was again brilliantly denied by Vekic. In the end, Blacktown City FC holding on to register the 1-0 win. It wasn't easy though, and Parramatta FC certainly made them fight hard for all 3 points.
And to see all the old boys back, look, club's got a lot of history and it's been one of the strongest forces, I would say, in Australian soccer throughout the years. So It's good to see a lot of the old boys back.
Rockdale honoured past heroes this weekend as part of Heritage Round, with the 1981 New South Wales Division 1 champions forming a guard of honour ahead of the clash between the Suns and Manly at the Linden Centre. And Chris Payne nearly put an early dampener on celebrations when he fired a header just wide in the 11th minute. But it was the Suns who would open the scoring. Marko Jesic scoring from close range after a cross from Tanoski, who showed great determination. 1-0 to Rockdale. They'd be made to wait, but eventually Rockdale would register their second goal in the 65th minute. Tanoski never giving up on the ball yet again, winning the ball back at least twice before scoring. The Suns stretching the lead further, 2-0. Manly should have pulled a goal back on 71 minutes when Jamie Lobb linked with Payne, but the striker could only manage a weak finish. And the Suns promptly wrapped up the game 8 minutes from time, Quadrea finding Marko Jesic, who grabbed his double to make it 3-0. Then right on the stroke of full time, Rockdale won a penalty when Idris El Hafian was fouled in the box. Jesic stepped up and made no mistake, securing his hat-trick and making it 4-0 to the home side. So a perfect way to honour the proud history of the Suns for Heritage Round as Rockdale continue to rise up the table.
Obviously, there's a big history at Rockdale, and to see all the past players here today it was a really good turnout for us. So, we won 4-0. So let's make it Heritage Round every week.
Fantastic initiative. It's great to see all the old familiar faces from the respective clubs come out. It's great stories that come out from each club, and I think it's one of the initiatives that has been well received. It should be embraced and continued on for years to come.
The South Coast Wolves met the Sutherland Sharks with both sides keen for 3 points to help honour the proud history of both clubs. It was the home side who would register the first real chance of the match, Zachary McKenzie shooting just wide from distance. Soon after, it was the Sharks' turn. Jordan Figon heading just past the post on 20 minutes. But on 34 minutes, the Wolves would hit the front. Brendan Griffin scoring after his shot from outside the area clipped the crossbar before going in. It got even better for the Wolves on 52 minutes, when Jordan Murray was brought down in the box. Not only did they win a penalty, but the challenge saw a second yellow for James McKenzie, and the Sharks were down to 10. Peter Simonovsky stepped up and converted the penalty, and it was 2-0 to the South Coast Wolves. And the perfect afternoon was capped off in style in the 75th minute, when Peter Simonovsky found Brendan Griffin, who converted calmly for his second goal and the Wolves' third. Not a bad start for Jacob Timpano, who registers his first win as Wolves coach, as the Sharks are shell-shocked.
Good evening and welcome to Lambert Park for this match of the round between the APIA Leichhardt Tigers and the Marconi Stallions. What better fixture to have for the inaugural Heritage round than the Italian derby between these two great rivals? Let's go to our match commentator, Adam Santarossa.
Time now for our match of the round, as traditional rivals APIA and Marconi met at Lambert Park. It was appropriate that two of the most historic clubs met in Heritage round, and both provided an added touch to the occasion, with the home side wearing special heritage kits, whilst Marconi were led out by one of their most passionate fans, Robert Philippine.
It's good that they bring in these sort of moments into the game, and I think it's good and something that should look forward to every year.
It's a pleasure to be able to touch onto the heritage concept, and well done Football New South Wales. It'd be good to see this happen every season and more people getting behind it. I did speak to a fella who played for APIA about 30 years ago, and he was talking about that, and it's really good to get those people back into the game and following it with great interest.
The stage was set for a special night. Let's go and check out all the action. So Bazzi restarts us once again. Power wins possession for APIA. Touch is a little bit too heavy, but he'll do well to keep it in. Doesn't have a lot in front of him. Millgate overlapping, and Millgate pressures enough for a corner. Simons. Nastic punches. Danger not over though for Marconi. Whip back in. I tell you what, Marconi are lucky. They haven't got it clear. It's off the line now. They live to fight another day, but only just. As Nastic looks like he's copped a bit of perhaps friendly fire. He's a little bit worse for wear down in the goal. Simons, take two. Well, Warren's there. APIA have the lead, and it's come through their defender in Mark Warren. Simons with a pinpoint cross, and Warren stole in a group of bodies, and APIA have the lead here at Lambert Park. You can see the confidence in APIA already. Content to play it out from the back. When you're riding high, things tend to go your way. You can take a risk, and as I say that, they've turned it over. Flood with it for Marconi. What can Marconi muster here? Cross comes in, or Warren's cleared it. Straight to Flood. Can he make them pay? He can indeed. Marconi a level. It's 1-1 at Lambert Park. Well, Warren, you've got to be critical. He was the goal scorer with his head at one end, and he's provided a massive assist at the other. You could argue APIA still could have got it clear, but Flood pounced like every good striker does. So Nastic pumps it long, but APIA mop up. Warren goes all the way back to Griffiths. And APIA can try and build from the back once more. game just going into a bit of a slower tempo for the moment as Powell comes over halfway to get possession. And that man's got it back now. Warren overlapping. That's a good ball. Cut back from Alassi. Here's Blake Powell. How about the finish? He's in incredible form this season. He's got yet another goal. And everything he does turns to gold. How about that? How casual. First time. And Nastic was no chance. So suddenly, APIA are starting to put the hammer down. They have the lead and now they want another. Here's Warren. He sends it long. Linking up with Powell, the two former Menai Hawks combining. Parisi's taking this one quickly. Oh, Millgate's unmarked. They have their third now. APIA are running riot all of a sudden. And you've got to ask questions of the Marconi defence. Parisi caught them napping. And it simply just isn't good enough. And we'll see the evidence on the replay. Parisi catches them napping and Millgate just stole in and easy as you like. Nastic couldn't do anything with that. APIA will waste little time getting us back underway. Here is Alassi. Now Powell. He sends it back to Simons. Powell again. Nice little link up between those two. Simons is away. We know he can deliver. Well, cross comes in. Forced to Parisi. Danger not over for APIA. Marconi got players there. Parisi still going. Oh, they have a fourth. And it gets worse for Marconi. Franco Parisi, the silky skills are on show again. And look at that. Brilliant from Parisi, not so the Marconi defence. Well, they had ample numbers. Look at that, 4 defenders on the scene. And Parisi shows them all up and fires past Nastic. Olsen does well. Links up with Simons. Hasn't he been busy tonight? Olsen's still going. Had the support of Powell, but wants to go on his own. He's got Parisi in the middle. Still Olsen. Goes down. There's some cries for a free kick around Lambert Park, but fair enough in my book. And Powell has possession. You can see he's confident. And Marconi haven't dealt with it. They've invited him in. Cross is a poor one though, and probably the only thing he's done wrong tonight, to be fair. Flood gets a good touch, but APIA win possession. It's been the story of the night. And they've let him in again, Marconi. Here's Powell. Just needs support. Oh, Lassie stole in here. It's 5. Nathan Alassi heads it home. And APIA lead 5-1. And yet again, it's horrific defending. How does he get free? There's plenty of blue shirts in the box. And he won't get an easier goal than that, Nathan Alassi. You've got to credit Marconi. They haven't give up on it. You can't win the game, obviously, but they'll keep fighting to the whistle. And what is such a special night for the club. Here's Nunes. He sends it in. Flood. Touch a little bit too heavy. He gets it back. He gets chopped down. He probably should have got a free kick. On the turn. Fires it home. Marconi have a goal back. 5-2 all of a sudden. Credit the persistence of Flood. But Ott, ever the opportunist. 1 touch, 2 touch in the back of the net. Great finish. Bazzi was well beaten. All of a sudden, Marconi got a little bit of fire in them. They've got a goal. Surely this is beyond them in terms of a comeback, but they may get another. Although it's turned over now. And APIA are away through the middle with Olsen. Olsen trying to link up. He finds Alassi. Oh, Blake Powell's on the spot for the rebound. It's 6. Powell grabs his second. That's 20 in 14 games. How about the season he's having? It's a goal-scoring fest here at Lambert Park tonight. We're celebrating Heritage Round, but it's a night of horror for Marconi. And that is full time here at Lambert Park. An absolutely stunning performance, 8 goals in all. It finished APIA Leichhardt 6, Marconi 2.
Frank, you must be happy with the way the boys played, not only scoring the 6 goals, but the way they played from the start to the very last minute.
Correct. The intensity we had tonight was exactly what we need to do. So we're disappointed with the 2 goals. We will look at that, but the way we started the game and went all the way through to the 95th minute, that's what it's all about. That's where we need to be.
The last couple of weeks haven't been as bright as the early part of the season. Is this something that sort of really gets you back on track and playing the sort of football that you guys have been trying to play the whole way through?
Exactly. So it's everything we've been working toward. It's coming together. For us, it's a matter of being mentally prepared from kickoff. The last couple of weeks, we probably needed a few minutes to get going. Today, we proved that from kickoff, we were just going forward, and we had them on the back foot.
Chris, obviously a tough day at the office today. Is there anything that you sort of would take out of this game looking to the next one?
Full credit to APIA. They're the benchmark with Blacktown this year. So credit to them. Congrats to them. They done well. They pushed for it. They got the 3 points. At the end of the day, they were hungrier for it, and full credit to them. All we can take out of it, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's disappointing, for the boys and stuff like that. And we just have to regroup during the week and have a talk about it and regroup for next week.
That's all we have time for this week in the PS4 National Premier League's New South Wales Men's 1. Join us next week for another full round of action, including a blockbuster match of the round between Bonnyrigg and Blacktown City FC. I'm Adam Santarossa. Thanks for your company. See you then.